Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Get Your Game Sense Up. My name is Bios, your annoyed average gamer.
And I'm will be TB continued, boys and girls.
And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about Overwatch's new hero, Echo, and to give our thoughts and impressions.
Yes, Echo is finally out. Overwatch's 31st hero. And you know what? She's a DPS. Who would have thought? We don't need any more tanks and healers, but we need more DPS, right?
Right, Blizzard? Yeah. So, basically, Echo has just came out, and we're going to talk about what we think of her. So, I've been playing her for quite a bit. My thoughts have changed over time. At first, I thought she was... okay, first let's talk about what she is exactly for people who aren't aware. So she's an arrow-based DPS where she doesn't fly, but she hovers, kind of. She can get really high in the air, she'll hover. She does high amounts of damage with her sticky bombs. She has her projectile that does a lot of damage in a triangle formation, and she has a laser beam. So her ultimate allows her to copy the enemy team, so she can turn to anybody, and it allows her to do high amounts of damage, and she gets her ult in that form a lot quicker. So she's very diverse. She brings new life and fresh air to Overwatch, I think, and over time, I thought she was a little bit overtuned when she first came out because I was just being wrecked on console because a lot of people who play mouse and keyboard were playing her. So
he says. He says. Do not get the man triggered on mouse and keyboard, okay?
It's a fact.
Okay.
So, but now that more and more people have kind of come down with her and I see where she's actually played into, she fits in really well. I don't really think she needs any changes. I mean, that's where it is right now. Before I thought she did. I thought maybe her beam range need to be reduced, or her bombs, or because there's so many ways to go about it. But from playing more and more games, competitive, quick play, deathmatch, whatever, she is
She's
not as bad as you think. Yeah, she was sent straight to live.
Wow. I thought they had like a 2-week wait before they go to competitive.
Yeah, they stopped doing that because they want people to just play her. Like, people were just saying, just throw them in there exactly the way they are, or whatever change they do in PTR, and let us have her so that we as a community can see where she goes. Okay. And
right.
Yeah, and it's been good. She doesn't win every single game. And surprisingly enough, like it maybe it's my elo, but she dies so much faster than Pharah. Like, she gets focused so hard. I've never seen anything like it. I'm just like, where was this back in the first 3 seasons of competitive? But yeah, she seems to be pretty balanced. She does do a lot of damage and she shreds through tanks, but with a little bit of focusing and the right amount of healing, like, pray to God you have good healers, she's not bad at all. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm actually really shocked to hear you say that, because when we first talked about this off screen or off camera or whatever, you were like, oh, she needs to be nerfed, she's too strong, she flies too much, oh my god, and I'm happy to hear you change your tune. That's what I was saying. I didn't think her beam was so, like, the distance wasn't too far. I never said the beam was too far. I do think she's a really powerful character. Like, she is strong. I do really like her little bombs that she can throw. I love how there's like a timer, so if I were to place it on the payload right before they pass, it'll explode on them. I do like that quite a bit. It's kind of like Telesto from Destiny. If anyone's ever played Destiny, which you all should. It's free. I do like that about her. I also think she's a very easy character to jump into, kind of like similar to like Soldier or whatever. I think she's not a hard character to control, except for her flight abilities, which I'll get into just a bit. But I think her kit is very simple, and like, she's a very simple character to get into, and I do think she does get focused more. Maybe it's because she's new. I haven't played as much as her or with her, like as you have, but I do think like her health isn't that much, and she's very noticeable. So she just like melts. And of course, if you have a healer, if you really know how to get your self out of a combination, if like you're in a team fight, you can survive. And if you're on a one-on-one, you can survive. But if it's like 2-1, you're dead as Echo easily. Which is fine. She's another DPS character. And with her ultimate being so good, she should have such a short health pool, because like you don't want to give her the chance to even copy anybody to get into that ultimate. I'm really happy to hear you change your tune on her.
Okay, let me hit on some points that you said there. So she is pretty easy to get into, but I feel like actually using her with her abilities is a little bit hard, because like her sticky bombs, when you launch them, they shoot in a straight line. But if you move just a little bit, the rest of the bombs, because she shoots 6 bombs, the rest of them that come out kind of drift in your direction. So you really have to focus on.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm not saying she's easy to master. I'm just saying she's an easy character to understand, as some characters are. He's an easy character to understand, but to master him is a whole different ballgame.
Right. I'm talking about like the mastery part of it, but also her. When it comes to like her, from what my friends say, the reason why people focus her so easy is because her wings are much larger than Mercy's and Pharah's, so they added a larger hitbox on them. And I kind of believe that's true, because I had many moments, for example, where I would jump on a Ana, for example, and I know that I have to kill the Ana really quickly or she's gonna sleep me. And her dodge mechanic, her dodge mechanic is like a twisty push or whatever, and no matter how many times I would try to interpret Ana about to sleep me and dodge that, it always hits. And I gotta like do more testing, like see it in like recorded games to see if the hitbox is really that big, but we'll have to see. So we'll have to see that. But I also want to talk a little bit about her original concept of her being a healer. So Blizzard changed it from her being a supportive class into a DPS only because they feel like, if she copies someone and she's healing and then she copies like a Genji and she ults into the enemy backline and kills everybody or doesn't do anything, you lost a healer. In my opinion, I find that to be more of an excuse to not have another healer than making it as a balance change or something. Because with Overwatch, what it is or what it used to be, I don't know. People are supposed to be like, the hero's supposed to be diverse and be able to do a bunch of things, and they don't really fit in their class necessarily. Of course, they've been changing that now, but I feel like if Echo turns into an enemy Genji or a Hog or something like that, she is supporting your team. She's still providing something to your team, and on top of that, she can turn into another support if she wants to add further healing if her healing is not doing that well, or to get an ult off because she gets the ultimate so quickly. So just because it's support that turns into another character and they all go off and do something else, they're still helping out your team. It's not like she's, like not doing anything.
Okay, well, I both agree and disagree with you. Like, if we were to look at Symmetra when the game first launched, Symmetra was like, she was originally a healer, right? Or in the healing class, even though she just straight up never healed, she just gave out shields or whatever. She was a great support character. And I think if Echo had come out in original Overwatch, if Overwatch hasn't changed so much, I think she would have filled in that support class really well. If instead of maybe the sticky bomb, she had some sort of shield or health, something to actually do something aside from another damage ability, I think she would fit really well. The only problem is, like, with her ultimate, not with her ultimate, it's just that the way Overwatch is now, she isn't a healer. She would not fit in the support class, especially since Overwatch is really focusing on specific roles. There's the 2-2-2, which I really am not a big fan of. They took Symmetra out of the support and put her in the attack because she doesn't heal her team. The shields were not enough. She doesn't heal the team. And like when Overwatch was original, it wasn't very diverse about the class systems, but now it's just tank, healer, damage, and like who you are what role you do. Like every other healer in the game, their ultimate heal the character, except for Ana. You got like a damage boost and a speed boost or whatever. But like, you know, Zenyatta, invincibility, like everyone heals. Mercy, she heals everyone. Lucio, shields for everybody, and he heals them. Brigitte, armor and heals. Like, sure, Echo could turn into another heal or whatever. And I do get like, oh, you know, if she turns into Genji or Hog and she gets killed, she's still supporting her team, so she's a support character. But at the same time, what if she turns into Genji or Hog or anyone? She doesn't get any kills. You're just leaving your team out with a support person. You know, you're just really exposing yourself to like, oh no, we're down a healer and they could pick us out. You know, so I can see why they put her in damage. I would have liked her as a healer, for sure. I would really like, after Echo came out, I was really thinking about how I would like an aerial type healer. You know, someone who's in the air, like some sort of like Bumblebee themed character that's in the air, just like shooting like darts out to heal her team. I think it'd be very interesting. And also, like, I want more aerial characters. Since the game came out, we had Pharah released. I've been wanting an aerial character to really combat Pharah, so you can have like multi-level battles happening, and also just like I feel like the game could be more vertical, and I would really be interested in that. And you know, Echo does have an aerial capability, which is cool, but it's not on the same level as Pharah. It's literally like her cooldown is 6 seconds to use it, but she only has a 3-second window to fly, and her respawn is 6 seconds. Whereas Mercy's, it's a quick glide, but it's a 2-second cooldown, so you can keep on doing it back and forth. And it's like the way they originally configured it on the controller, it's just very confusing to hold all. You have to use 3 or 4 fingers on one side of the controller because we're both console players. For people who don't know.
You do have to remap them.
I need to remap it. I need to figure out what's a good layout, because it's so like hard to keep in the air. And I don't know, she's not as aerial as I would like her to be, you know. And like, sure, there's the counter argument. Oh, you know, we don't want her flying too much. We don't have another I heard you had mentioned to me before, like a beehive, or like what was that?
Yeah,
again?
I don't know the name. The swarm, the hive. It's basically where an enemy team has Echo, Mercy, and Pharah on one team, and 3 characters in the air, and they're over you, and they're overbearing because, you know, people, at least on console, it's hard to aim at those characters, which doesn't seem to be the case anymore. But but yeah, that's like one of the competitive things. Like that was one of the fears of what Echo would bring, and like this new competitive style of like people in the air that you can't touch. But so
which
far,
is fine. I don't think it's fine. I think it's fine.
That's
just counter it. Just find a way to counter it. there are counters, McCree, Soldier, Ana.
Yeah,
but there are ways to counter
the
it.
The thing is, you have to hope those people can actually aim.
Okay, well then find people if you're playing with a team, you know, and then if you're not playing,
with a team, 90%, and if you're not playing of Overwatch is not doing that.
Sure, but let's say if you're in a fully solo queue, whether you're comp or or quick play, if you're in comp or quick play, you would also have to assume the enemy team can actually hit you if they're playing Pharah or Echo,
which most of the time they do.
Whatever. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see her abilities really flex. I'm hoping to see in Overwatch 2, you know, which we do know is coming, that her abilities, you know, she'll have a wider range of abilities. Like when we saw her in the original trailer for Overwatch 2, she was zipping around doing all these cool abilities, and I really thought they were cool. So I would like to see more of that. And I'm sure we will in Overwatch 2. I'm excited to see what she can do. Like, she's a good start, but like I want more aerial characters, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm also seeing is that the work I'm playing her a lot because I want to be good with Echo. I like the character.
How long were you queued for Echo? Because for me it was like 15-20 minutes to get into the game.
To get into a queue?
Yeah.
It would take 10 minutes per queue. But like I would be in deathmatch or something, so it's fine. I would be running around with her, so that it's okay. And I would get her most of the time. Like I would say maybe 8 out of 10 games, I would always have Echo to practice. And I would win most of those games, but I wouldn't do like the best. Like sometimes I would do gold eliminations and objective, but not too good in damage, or I would get bronze. Is it? Yeah, bronze medals. So I'm working at it. And she definitely does, like, there is times where you do have to switch off of her, because let me see, like, what areas is Echo not good in? She's
good in close combat?
No, she's not good in close combat unless you get her combo down with her sticky bombs and you land most of her shots. Because, like, with her projectile, you don't have to land all of them. Like, you don't have to, like, get headshots with her, really, because they do a lot of damage anyway. But they shoot in a triangular formation, so you can easily miss. It's weird how she aims. You'd have to play her to understand what I'm talking about, but you really have to get her aim down with her. But like I said, like, if you want to jump someone like an Ana, or like if you were ballsy enough to go after a soldier or McCree, you have to kill them quickly, because they will brush you down. You're 200 health. Your hitbox is pretty big. They will just mow right through you. And Hog is actually surprisingly, shockingly, pretty good against her as well. I don't know why. I think it's mostly the hitbox. But
yeah, I was gonna say maybe his range of his gun just like spreads all over her.
It just hits. It just, in his hook, I would be like, you would think with her dodge, because the animation for it seems to be like, oh, she'll be, I can dodge this hook, I can get out of the way. No, that hook follows you. It's like, it's kind of ridiculous. But Hog is always broken when it comes to stuff like that, but he's just especially good in Echo in those terms. Oh, and I've also been seeing a certain, there is a composition when it comes to Echo, but it's not a composition with Echo, it's a composition against Echo. It revolves around Zarya. Like,
oh baby, Zarya's back, baby, let's go.
Yes, he's a Zarya main. So how do I explain it? It's I would say it's always Hog or Sigma and Zarya in the team comp. Actually, no, it's just Zarya in general. Zarya has just been there.
But how? Because her regular beam is just far when she's overcharged?
Because Echo does so much damage, and her damage isn't really good on a widespread of people. Like, you can't spread that damage out. You have to put it on a singular hero. Zarya is always there to save that person. So let's say you are focusing on landing as many sticky bombs as possible. Zarya just bubbles that person and gets all that charge. And she's like I would say like halfway through the beginning of the game, like when the match starts, Zarya would be near 100% charge, and she would stay like that for most of the match because she's constantly being fed by Echo. Now you would think like, okay, just don't charge Zarya. It's not as easy as it sounds. Because Zarya is just sitting there waiting for you to jump on somebody to do it on, and then she's just full charge most of the time. At that point, you would try to focus her, but then everybody, the healers, would try to keep Zarya alive, basically for that to keep Echo at bay, because she's just getting stronger and mowing through the team, and Echo's in the air. You know, there's only so much you could do.
Love to see it.
You could try to focus Zarya, but it's a lot of work. Like, good work, but it's a challenge.
I want to quickly go back to the ultimate real quick. I have two things to say about it. First things first on the real list. Second thing, I do like, I think her ultimate is both interesting and also lazy. You know, it's just like, instead of making an ultimate, it's just like be another character that you've been playing for 3-4 years already. But whatever, it's cool. It goes back to the times of original like quick play when we could actually have 3 tanks or 3 DPS or 3 healers or whatever for a brief moment, you know? And I do like how you get her ult charge really quick. Like, I remember playing a game, as Bios just said, I was a Zarya main. The enemy team had a Zarya, and they made a big mistake because I went Zarya. And it was just like, because I'm not a great Echo, but I'm a phenomenal Zarya. And I just mowed through them. I got my ult really quick, and we took out 3 of their teammates, and we won. You know, so I do like that. Like, how you could turn the battle very easily. And I've been on Reddit a lot, seeing how a lot of people have been like, go Reaper and get an insta kill as like the team kill with Reaper's ult as Echo.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's just I do like how Echo can make a big change. It kind of reminds me of when Mercy had her revive ability as an ultimate, and she could revive all 5 people, and like the whole game was like reignited. So it kind of does that for me with her. But I would like to see why can't she copy her teammates, or think there's no reason it should only be your ultimate. If you're copying, it doesn't matter who you're copying. Why does it have to be your enemy? You should be able to copy your teammates. Personally, I think so.
They don't allow you to copy teammates. Basically, on they're stopping any possibility of a new meta that will revolve around Echo. Surprisingly enough, it actually caused the opposite effect, where there's a competitive, there's a meta that's against Echo. So, but yeah, so like if you have like a Genji or something, and Echo turns into that Genji and gets their blade, and they have double blades ready for you. Like one Genji wipes you out, and then another Genji wipes you out when you're on your way back. To stop stuff like that.
But I mean, that could still technically happen, because like, let's say it's you and I playing, you're Genji and I'm Echo. You could go for, you're Genji and I'm Echo, and the enemy team has a Genji. We could still do that. It's like, okay, you go first, and when they respawn, I'll just copy their Genji and do the same thing.
The possibility of it's still happening, but there's still more randomness when you don't know what the enemy team is gonna play. Like, you might never see a Genji. Like when I was playing, I never saw Genji. Just an example. So.
Like, I mean, there's still Reaper, there's
like
still
that. But it causes more coordination if your team is willing to coordinate. But when it's just like, you know, the chaos of Overwatch, that stuff doesn't usually happen. But when you have it as an option for your team, it encourages people to be like, oh yeah, I'm playing Echo. You need to play McCree so that we can do this, because this is the meta. This is the way it has to be. But adding that randomness into it, where it's like, okay, she's dependent on what the enemy team is doing. That's where the play happens.
I guess. So I guess if you play Echo, you have to like be good at all players, at all characters. So
you do have to. That'll bring me to the other point when it comes to her ultimate, and when you have to select someone to copy. So there's a new mechanic. There's 2 of them where you get the reticle of who you want to select, and it's been really, really buggy for me. The regular one, where you can just look at somebody and try to become that person. If multiple people are on the screen, or if that person is moving, if they're not staying still, like that's why there's the strat where Echo has to be up in the air and look down so that the marker can stay on that person for you to turn into them. Because it's just like when Ana tries to boost somebody and a Lucio just gets in the way in Boostio. It's that same thing. Yeah. But basically what I experienced is that it just won't activate. Like I would spam triangle. I would spam, what is it on PC? Q, whatever. It just wouldn't work. And then I tried the other way, the new mechanic where it's a lock. So you would press triangle once, it would the thing would lock whenever you're looking at, then you would press it again to actually become the person. You see like a little icon. That does work better. But when you're in the midst of combat, you don't have time to sit there pressing triangle twice, because you're gonna die.
Exactly, of course. So I haven't played as much Echo as you, but I never had a problem of like, oh my god, too many people on the screen. Maybe if I got more game time, I could definitely see what you're saying. But as of right now, I don't mind just hitting one time and boom, I'm in it. I'm gonna think of it.
I mean, it could be a lot of factors. It could be my controller. It could be latency or something.
It could be an excessive player. You're very aggressive. You need to calm down. Guys, this is a PSA for all of you that Bios is a very aggressive player and he needs help. He's gone through like 14 PlayStation controllers, like nine Pro controllers. Hey. He came to my house to play, and like, because I have the emote wheel on the left stick and I never trigger it, and he's emoting every other movement because he's smashing my controller in half. As the person,
I wasn't trying.
You see, that's the problem. That's a problem. You see, he has a problem. Because like, I don't do that, but him, he's like,
we'll see. But the PS5 controller looks nice and beefy. Let's see how it handles that.
We are not going into that right now. Okay, we are not getting.
I'm just saying.
We're not getting into that.
But no, yeah, it could be a lot
I'm
of
sorry,
things.
it's just another Xbox controller. But yeah, continue.
It could be a lot of things. So, let's see. What's another thing that's
I have a question for you. Okay, so as I said in the beginning, Echo is Hero 31. We do know Overwatch 2 is coming. Do you think this is a good way to end Overwatch Classic as it is until Overwatch 2 comes out? I think they'll either be the last or they'll introduce at least one more character, Sojourn, because they did show her. So if they don't add Sojourn to this before Overwatch 2 comes out, Echo's potentially the last character. We don't even know when Overwatch 2 is coming out, especially now with everything going on in the world, if it might be pushed back or whatever. Do you think this is a good way to end it with this character?
Is it a good way to end it? In my opinion, no. I would have liked if Echo was a support because we just need more diversity in the tank and the support area because there's just so much DPS already. They did not need to add another one. They really didn't.
I agree.
Now, I would like for them to add another support because apparently leaks are pointing to that Sojourn is a support character. I would like for them to release her,
sure,
but I'm pretty sure. I know. I don't mark my words, but I'm pretty sure Jeff or the Overwatch team said that there would be one new character for Overwatch, and then a new character in Overwatch 2 that would be out, which is most likely Sojourn because they showed Sojourn in Overwatch 2 with the new graphics, all that stuff. So it looks like Echo is the last hero for Overwatch. If they do add Sojourn, great, or another character, great, but I'm pretty sure they won't.
So Overwatch is finished until Overwatch 2 right now. It's kind of
Overwatch,
done.
they're done. They're mostly going to be focused on changing up some maps, doing some fixes to competitive, and some balance changes. Like we saw that they're going to be doing some things to CC. Finally, so fingers crossed. McCree's flashbang is turned into a flashbang.
Sorry. With that said, do you think that will the player base be able to sustain until Overwatch 2 comes out? Because if they're not updating anything crazy or whatever, like no kid characters, no new game modes, the events are the same, like the uprising events happened, nothing new came out. Do you think the player base will stay until Overwatch 2 comes out?
Probably not. Because more people are waiting for Overwatch 2 that I've been seeing. Like there's like this whole Overwatch 2 is gonna fix everything thing type of thing is happening because of the
Overwatch 2, baby. Yeah, I love it. Definitely
pretty much. So the player base will be fine because Overwatch is still a big game. It's still one of the most unique first-person PvP shooters out there. It'll be fine. Like Overwatch is not gonna die until Overwatch 2 comes out, but it will. I think there will be a stagnate. When there's something new, people will come, but they'll leave right after. The biggest thing was Echo. She's here. The people because people figured out if they want to play Echo or not in the first day. Yeah. So and from what I've seen, people already figured out if Echo is for them or not, and they made their choice. And there's a lot, in my opinion, there's a lot less Echo players than there would be. There'll probably be more later, but that dust has already settled. After that, things will kind of go back to normal to where Echo is exactly going to be placed in, and then that's it. The events, the balancing is like secondary. Overwatch 2 is what everyone's sights are on now.
All right, yeah, at least for me it is. Like I'm very excited for Overwatch 2. Hopefully it's not too affected with the big thing happening in the world, but I don't know. I'm very much excited for Overwatch 2. And Echo, she did get me back into Overwatch. I don't play as much Overwatch as I used to, and I thought she was very interesting. The last thing I want to do bring up of Echo is her design. We didn't really talk about it. Is that I really like her striking design. I think that's another reason why I was drawn to her, because she's not a humanoid-based character. She's not a human character. She's a robot, AI, or whatever. And I do like that. I don't know why Blizzard is staying away from like more animal-based themes and more robot-themed characters, because the only robots we have are Echo and Orisa, which I love Orisa, and
Echo,
Animal
Orisa, Bastion,
and Bastion. Yeah, I forgot about Bastion. But he's not even a real character to me. Like, delete him. Just delete him. And then of course there's with Animal, just Winston and Hammond. I'm not a big fan of Hammond. I like Winston quite a bit. I mean, I like Hammond, but he's whatever. But I don't know why with this world, Blizzard can really create almost any type of character. They can easily bring in like a dinosaur, like a dinosaur brought back to life, or genetically modified dinosaur with a laser on its back, or they can even do aliens. Like, this world is so futuristic and science is such a big prevalent thing. They could make any design of robots, like robots can look like anything, So I don't know why Blizzard's really away from them.
They are moving away from animals. They did say that Hammond was going to be the last animal character for a long while. It is weird, but like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it was maybe the response Hammond got because it's a freaking hamster. I don't know. People are weird. We will be seeing a lot more robotic characters because there's still like the whole that big bag Omnic with the dreads. There's the Omnic criminal gang that you would see if you go to Paris. They're like plastered all over the walls and stuff like that. Those characters, stuff like that. So we will be seeing more.
The thing with Omnics, they're humanoid. Like, they have arms and legs. Like, I like Orisa's design because she's very different. And Echo, she's cool, but she's humanoid. I would like, I don't know, anything like any crazy. They can make like a humanoid character with like 4 extra arms and its back. Like, I don't know, they can do anything. They can do it. Literally anything.
They could. But as far as Echo's design, exactly, she's very elegant, very nice. I love her. All her animations are like top notch. I love her reload personally. Her hello, like she's just really designed. People, really well designed. People have gone as far, and I don't know if this is a compliment or whatever, but it's pretty much a big meme where she's like, Echo is the forehead queen because she has a huge. Because her head goes like, because her head doesn't go like, her forehead goes back because of the oval shape of it, whatever. I was seeing a bunch of Smurf accounts called that, but the only thing I don't like about Echo's design, if I have to knock it, would be her wings. I feel like they're a bit too big. Yeah, I mean, for me, when characters that are, small and skinny, I like the whole design to complement that. When they have something big and bulky on them, like her wings are fine, but I would have liked them if they were a bit like smaller, like maybe half the size and rounded off, like more like discs instead of whatever they are.
I mean, I like how big they are because it makes them more striking. Like, just like, boom, look at her. That's what I do like about her wings.
I felt like her blue accents did the striking enough. Oh, I have a question for you before we close out. Do you think that Echo should have been Athena?
I thought Echo was Athena from like when we first saw her original clip, like a year and a half ago in that McCree short. I thought she was Athena, but I mean, it doesn't really change anything. But like, I don't know. It doesn't change anything, but I don't know.
I mean, it would have been cool, like, if she was Athena and she would,
But like, would that mean when you play a game, would Athena not be in that game, or would she still be voicing? Like, I feel like
that's what the conversation was.
I feel like if you make Athena a character, you have to replace the narrator. Period. Athena can't be the narrator of the game anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of what Marvel did when they made Jarvis Vision. You don't see Jarvis in Iron Man's head. They have a different character. Period. So,
that's what they were gonna do, because like in Overwatch 2, the announcer was different, so people thought like, oh, it's confirmed that Echo is Athena because she's on Overwatch 2. But since they made Overwatch, since they made Overwatch 1 still existing, it didn't rule out. But that's basically. I mean, my thoughts for Echo will continue to change, but so far, Blizzard is getting better. Blizzard is doing better and better when it comes to balancing and like making a character that actually fits and finds their place really quickly. I just want the community to kind of be more open-minded and accepting when it comes to things like that. To not like call for nerfs immediately right away. Just kind of look at it and be like, these things could be tweaked. Hey, I did say things should be nerfed, but I was talking about tweaks, and I wasn't talking about anything extreme. People on the forums are talking about huge, extreme, like this character needs to be deleted type of stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So yeah, all right, guys, that was this episode of Get Your Game Sense Up. Let us know what your thoughts and opinions on Echo. Have you played her? What are your thoughts? What do you like and what do you hate about her? And don't forget to listen to our podcast on YouTube, iCloud. I can never say it. You do it, Sebastian.
All right, guys. We are on iHeartRadio. We are on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on Google Play Podcast. We are on everywhere. Like anywhere you can type in podcast, we're there. You can just go to Google, type in Get Your Game Sense Up, go on Bias Us page, Bias 101. Boom, we're everywhere. You can't get away from us.
You can't get away from us. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. And always remember,
get your game sense up.
Honey, I'm a big